June of battling the elements in the harvest.
Kansas farmers watched all of the rain this month turn fields into a muddy mess, leaving crops vulnerable and combines parked. KAKE's Kate Devine joins us now with a look at the damage already done. Kate?
Farmers say this year's wheat crop had potential, but the weather had other plans. We visited a farm in Conway Springs where the impacts of the rain and even a recent fire are hitting hard.
Every day we lose more and more wheat out here in the field. So I've been a wheat farmer there since I was a little kid. I grew up on a wheat farm.
Polly and his neighbor Brian Bates have spent decades working these fields.
You can see the standing water just right here in this little spot right here. This is a little terrace bottom that comes through.
But this season, their combines just sit and wait.
The rains have come in and you know, we had good moisture when we planted in October.
Brian Bates says it's a weather whiplash that's taking a toll on the wheat and even their wallets.
The quality of our wheat begins to deteriorate. Our test weight drops. We start getting weed pressure. The wheat has started to fall down, to lay down on the ground, and that slows down our harvesting.
On the Polly farm, another kind of disaster hit Sunday when fire broke out.
On my field there, half of it was in wheat, so I lost 85 acres in probably 3 minutes.
But even outside the fire line, rain and wind are doing plenty of damage.
But our biggest concern now is with this wind, that wheat is whipping around, and so those heads are hitting each other, and the wheat is shattering out. So we probably lost, I'd guess, at least a third of our crop is lying on the ground out in the wheat field.
I'm standing in what should be prime wheat harvest territory, but instead of tractors rolling through, farmers are stuck waiting. The recent rains have caused the wheat to saturate, making it harder to bring in the crop.
The test weight drops, and so while you still have a truck full of wheat, instead of weighing 60,000 pounds, now it weighs 55,000 pounds, and so you've lost those bushels.
Tough odds in a crop that takes a full year to grow and only days to lose.
There's some relief in that, you know, knowing that it's not just me, but it, you know, it still is difficult to take.
As you think about wheat right now is 50 years ago, wheat was like $5 a bushel. It's below $5 right now, but fertilizer has tripled, machinery's out of sight, everything's 3 to 4 times more now, but the price is the same. So it's a struggle. Thank goodness there's farm programs.
In a state that produces nearly 1/5 of the nation's wheat, farmers say the weather is testing their patience, but not their hope.
Farmers are optimistic. That's what we plant every year, with the thought that it's going to be better next year.
But in Kansas, optimism only goes as far as a combine can roll. And a good year isn't real until it's trucked, weighed, and paid.
What I always told, you know, don't count your bushels until they're in the elevator.
Ryan and Keith both say they'd rather be watching fireworks on the 4th, not cutting wheat. But if fields don't dry up soon, harvest could drag well into July. In studio, Kate Devine, KAKE News, on your side.